What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. It's just about summer, so it's warm outside. There are a lot of movies coming out. Let's enjoy the outdoors and watch a movie on the lawn. So let's go. I was looking at the laundry line that we made in a recent video. You know, this one. And it kind of reminded me of an outdoor movie projector setup, if there was a screen going across. So let's modify this idea and make a backyard movie setup. I went to the dollar store and picked up a few supplies. I found this easel kit for $1.25. It comes with 5 wooden dowels, and there are 2 that are about 15 inches long. I wanted to use these wooden pallets like we did with our clothesline. However, I just couldn't find enough. So I picked up a few of these wooden boxes instead. I think we can just glue a couple together to make a little flower bed. I also picked up craft sticks, a white canvas. This one measures 11 by 14 inches. I got some artificial plants, and I'm going to use a few left over from an earlier project that I also found at the dollar store. And I got some fabric. Let's start by taking a few wooden boxes and gluing them together. I'm using quick dry tacky glue to get a nice hold. I glue 4 boxes together. Even though these are all the same type of box, they are slightly different and don't line up perfectly. But I think it should be okay because we're going to use them as flower beds. While waiting for the glue to dry, let's work on a fence. I'm using craft sticks. I'm just going to line them up and glue a few sticks going across. This is the back, so I'm not really concerned what it looks like. I just want it to be secure. I made 2 the same size. Let's flip them over, cut the rounded ends off of a few craft sticks, and glue them going across so they're all connected. I mixed a little paint and Mod Podge, and we're just going to give it a nice coat so it's a warm brown. While that's drying, let's take the boxes. I have a few craft sticks left over, so let's cut and glue them over the seams. Then paint it to match. Glue the fence to the back. I use tacky glue, so it's going to take a minute to dry. While waiting, I take the poles for the easel and I cut them down a little to about 14 inches. I lightly brushed the visible areas with some tinted Mod Podge. Then I take the canvas that we bought and I glue the wooden dowels in the back. I used hot glue, and when we flip it over, we have our screen. Mine can fit on the outside of the inner 2 boxes. It leans against the back wall just a little, and it's removable. Now that the flower beds are dry, I cut scraps of recycled cardboard into rectangles that can easily fit inside. I cut a small square out of the corner of 2 of them to leave space for the poles of the screen. I glue on felt. I am struggling with this batch of dollar store glue sticks. I don't know what it is. They just seem to dry or cool off really fast. But that could just be a me problem. I place them in the boxes to look like soil. We can glue a few artificial plants on top. I got these from Michael's a while back. For some of the taller plants, I push them all the way through and make a little hook on the other side. I try to place them to cover the seams on the fence. Then I just fill it in with a few more plants. I glue a few behind the fence to make it look like there are trees coming over from the other side. With all the plants I've added, I can't get the screen to lay against the wall. So I glued a little piece of wire in the back from one of the artificial plants so I can hook it over the fence and help keep it stable. But wow, that really does take up the whole wall. And I think I want a few leaves that are a little smaller as well. So I switch them out for a few that are smaller to get the look that I want. And let's take a paperboard box, cut it into a rectangle. I stack and glue a few layers together, cover it with paper to smooth everything out. I cut 2 wires from an artificial plant. I glue them to the back. Then we can just set it in the flower boxes and lean it against the wall for another screen option that didn't cost us any money. Let's add some fairy lights, cut felt into small rectangles or squares. We could cut some fabric and sew pillows, but I'm just gonna glue 2 pieces of felt together with just a little dot at the corners to keep them in place. I cut a rectangle of fabric that's slightly larger, and I just fold it over the edge and glue it in the back to make a few quick floor cushions that we can store inside the flower beds when not in use. We can also add a mini pallet or 2 when we find them. It'll add a little height to the plants, but I like the idea of keeping everything together. I found this artificial grass table runner at the dollar store a while back. We can use this for the lawn. I cut a rectangle of flannel from the dollar store to use as a blanket, add our quick cushions around it, then add a wooden pallet so they have a place for a few snacks, and the dolls are ready for a movie on the lawn. The fence is pretty long, measuring about 26 inches. I used 4 wooden boxes at $1.25 each, 2 packs of craft sticks, which brings us to $7.50 for the wood items. The plants and fabric will make the price vary, as well as lights if you choose to add them. And of course, you can always make it smaller to fit your space. I got this projector light at the dollar store so we could turn out the lights and test the screen, which totally works. But we are kinda limited on a picture. A few years back, we made a drive-in movie theater with a cell phone projector. There are a lot of videos on YouTube showing how to make one. I'm gonna try to make a quick one using a shoebox. I'll also be using a magnifying glass. I trace around the magnifying glass on the end of the shoebox, cut it out, add the magnifying glass. I cut a hole in the top for the handle so I don't have to glue it in place, but you can totally glue it to keep it secure. Make a phone stand so the phone can stand straight up. I'm just gluing together a few scraps of wood to hold the phone, lock the phone screen, put it on the stand upside down, place it in the box, and adjust as well as you can so the dolls can watch a blurry movie. Okay, so it's not perfect, and that could be operator error. But who's watching the movie anyway when there's food? Yes, we got more Teeny Tinies from Five Below. This is the teeny picnic party, so the dolls can enjoy a meal on the lawn. There are 20 pieces. The insert is muted and shows a blanket on the grass with some food. We get a miniature table with a sticker tablecloth. If the dolls are sitting down, it could probably be a lap tray. We get a matching basket that opens. It looks like a good size for the dolls. We get a plastic tray with a sculpted wood grain. There are spaces on the sides so the dolls can hold it. We get a small cheese board. It does look like the printing is off a little, but it does have sculpted details. There's a small plate of deviled eggs, a small plate of pasta salad, a plastic bag of chips. The size looks pretty decent next to the dolls. There's a baguette, a small sub sandwich, which could be a smaller serving for the dolls. We have watermelon, where there's a slice stuck to the front, a bowl of hummus, which looks pretty decent. This is listed as a lemonade pitcher. On the bottom, you can see that it is kind of yellow, and there's a sticker going around the side. There's a single serving of lemonade that the dolls can easily hold. There's a jar of honey and a jar of fig jam, which are a solid color with a sticker going around the sides. We have a silver plastic shape with a sticker to look like a bag of oranges. There's a tiny bowl of sour cream and onion dip, a sandwich, and all the little details are sculpted. The paint is off, but you could totally repaint that. There's a bottle of sparkling water that does look like a good size for the dolls, and a stack of plastic napkins, giving the dolls lots of treats for an evening outside. I would say most of this set is a good size for our 1/6 scale dollhouse. I like how the basket can open and that we get lots of painted details, even if sometimes the paint is off. Let me know what you think about Teeny Tinies in the comments down below. And I like the idea of a cell phone projector, so I'm not always looking at a tiny screen. Well, even though this one's still kind of small. But we did make a larger one, so we could probably really use this set to watch a movie. Like Lilo and Stitch. Five Below has those new Stitch figures that are in those blind boxes. Remember these? Only we don't get the scene, but we are getting 2 figures for $5. And they are the same ones from the surprise boxes, but without all the accessories. This is the same Stitch that comes with the chickens, only this time we're getting Stitch on a base, and he can be removed. We also get Stitch holding a lava lamp. Even though the picture on the box shows that the lava lamp is kinda clear, this one is not. But I love being able to add more Stitch figures from the movie to my collection. And we can just add a photo to the screen if the projector is not working out the way we want it. I adjusted the transparency to try to get the look. And we can remove the screen if we want to use this set for a backyard. When we started this project today, I had no idea how it was going to turn out, but I think it ended up being a fun place to take a few doll photos. Thank you for joining us. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at MyFroggyStuff and Bella of MyFroggyStuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!